Alright. That's good. Okay, so we left off during the trial. And nothing inherently new was discovered. We predicted a lot of the arguments that were up there. So, it's nothing overly exciting. But now that we've ruled some of it out, it's gotten into more... We've ruled out the obvious. So now we're sneaking into the truth of the matter.
Well now.
Alright, so... We ruled out that Gunther could do it from the AV room through the crack in the door because the bookcase was open. He couldn't have gotten a clear shot at him. We ruled out most of the other people because they couldn't have physically been there. They had alibis and the like. Well, not necessarily all of them. And we've found out that the cameras have a delay, 30 seconds on them. That Miu didn't only told Shuichi, and Shuichi didn't tell us, so he's looking kind of in the hot spot right now. We'll see what's up. There's still a couple options, like the hide in the vent or something that we talked about, but that was counteracted with the bookshelf that we stacked up all nice and tidy. It was undisturbed. So, we'll see where we go. We're currently in the middle of the trial, and this was the intermission, so let's get to it. Wow, the trial is racing towards its thrilling conclusion. Do you know who the culprit is? Obviously, I know. 'Cause I know everything. What? Know everything?
Yeah?
No, everything. Daddy knows everything about anything. He's basically traded his parenthood for godhood. Yes, he has betrayed his Earth sign ancestors.
Huh?
Traded? No, I'm still obviously a bear. It's obvious, right? Right, you guys? You sure ain't no fish, but you damn sure smell like one.
Now then.
Anyway, since I know everything, I'll give you the whole story later. Try your hardest to nab the culprit, and believe me, that's no lie. If I lied, it would shake the game to its very foundation. But trust me, and please enjoy the class trial without any worries. Hello, Jason. Jason rocks. Cool. We're doing alright. We're in a trial, and we're accusing people of things and stuff.
I feel like we're getting close to the
Welcome to the party.
part. It's making me nervous.
Alright.
I don't know who the culprit is, but I'm not paying attention, so it's okay.
Yeah, but there's one thing we do know.
Yeah, that's one thing we do.
The line between victim and attacker ain't as clear as you might think.
I suppose that's one lesson we can take away from this case.
There's also the other option of something happening, but
I cut off the leg before the poison spread. By spring, flowers will grow from the stump.
that's not quite how things work. Though you are Danganronpa people, you do crazy shit, so maybe. Good talk, Bunadom. Good talk. Alright. And yeah, Shuichi knew about the 30-second delay. I think him and Miu were the only ones who knew about it.
Say something already.
Your tongue-tied silence speaks volumes. I fucking knew you were the culprit.
Wait just a minute! None of that is possible! Shuichi was with me the whole time we were on lookout. When are you suggesting Shuichi killed Rantaro?
Alright, so
Were you really together the whole time?
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm asking if you two were on lookout together the whole time.
the whole time? No, he did run a bit ahead of me to do something. I can't remember exactly what. And also, while we were setting up cameras, he had the option of doing something because we were really focused on taping up ours or something, I think.
Well, I guess we weren't together the whole time.
Joseph goes, I'm gonna check the basement. I'll come with you. No, you stay and keep watch, Katie. Yeah, that was it.
So that's when
Remember
Shuichi went to
exactly
kill
why he was doing it.
Rantaro!
But yeah, that could have been a frame when he was able to do that.
No! Shuichi wouldn't kill anyone!
That's not the best.
Don't become emotional. We must seek the truth in a calm and logical manner,
Exactly.
or all our lives will be lost here.
That guy is a bit creepy, but he has a good head on his shoulders. Logistically speaking, not necessarily socially speaking.
I'm not being emotional here. I'm saying it with conviction.
Conviction. Even if Shuichi did go to the basement, he couldn't have killed Rantaro because... sensor going off. Oh, the other button. Shuichi only left his lookup position for a short time. That's not evidence. The cameras have 30-second interval timers, remember? So he could have just killed him within that 30-second time frame. And it would have been the murder weapon? Ooh. Security sensor going off.
I get it.
Yeah, if he went into that room, it would have triggered the cameras.
The security alarm didn't ring until after Shuichi returned to the classroom. It only rang after Rantaro moved the hidden door, which means he was still alive.
Right. Like I said, I couldn't remember exactly when that happened.
If Shuichi was with me when the alarm went off, then that means he's not the culprit.
By the way, I want to confirm one thing with you, Kaede. Who set the security sensor on the bookcase? It was Shuichi, right?
Now I'll set the camera that's connected to the security sensor. I'll set it carefully so the camera has a clear shot when the mastermind moves the bookcase. Let me take care of the security sensor on top of the bookcase, and we'll set the cameras near each door.
Yeah. Shuichi was the one who set up the security sensor. What about it?
What about it?
Did you actually check for yourself if the sensor was set on the bookcase, Kaede?
No, I didn't check.
Did it ever occur to you that Shuichi could have lied about setting the sensor?
A lie?
Shuichi is very guilty looking right now.
Shuichi pretended to place the sensor on the hidden bookcase door. But in actuality, he was holding it the whole time. And when he met up with you, he secretly triggered the sensor to make the security alarm go off.
That would cause Kaede to assume that someone had moved the bookcase.
I see. Sneaky little fucker.
But that actually didn't happen though. Is the sensor remotely controlled like that? Or I remember they were like taped together on the camera. No, at this rate everyone's gonna think Shuichi's the culprit. I have to do something. I know for a fact that he's not the culprit. No you don't. So, I gotta do something. From this point on, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines, so think of them as obstacles. Please time your truth bullets just right so they won't get interrupted by the white noise. You can use the silencer with A. Hey, now we finally actually have the A button useful. To shoot down the white noise. Now, why would you do that? Because not only does that make it easier to shoot the right weak spots, you will also get additional time. What a great deal. Use it to your heart's content. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, system. Okay, so... non-stop debate. Receiver on Shuichi for answers. Look up from hidden
The
door.
security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved it, in order to trigger the alarm.
So when Kaede heard the sensor go off, She figured someone had tried to move the bookcase.
Someone tried to move the bookcase.
Only an idiot can make that mistake.
It's, cursor's a bit slow. Shuichi couldn't have had the sensor on him. That's right, and I should have evidence that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
The security sensor was
Let me
armed.
see. Okay, so what is that one? What are the truth bolts I got here?
But the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
Something
As it
to
turns
start
out,
working
Shuichi had it the whole time.
Look out, classroom. Receiver.
The sound Kaede...
Buttons. Look out, classroom. That was the one I don't quite know. Kaede and Shuichi were on the lookout in the classroom and the stairs to the basement. Although Shuichi left briefly to go check the basement, the two were together the entire time until the receiver went off. It has to be the receiver on the Shuichi. 4 photos taken by the camera facing the library's front entrance. The first photo is a shot of Kaede, Shuichi, Kaito, and Tenko running in shortly before the body was discovered. The second photo is a shot of Maki, Anji, Himiko, and Gonta running in after they had turned Tenko's screen. The third photo is a shot of Kibo, Ryoma, Kyo, Miu, Sumuki, Kirumi, and Kichi running in after they heard the body discovery announcement. Fourth photo is a shot of Shuichi moving the camera for investigation. These fourth photos are actually somewhat damning. 2 photos taken by the camera facing the library's rear entrance. First photo is a shot of Rantaro coming in. Second photo is a shot of Shuichi moving the camera for investigation. We were given them by the Monaco Cubs, but they didn't have a timestamp on them. We're just assuming that. And then the hidden door photos, which doesn't help us. 2 photos taken by the camera facing the hidden door. The first photo is a shot of Rantaro from the bookcase. Second photo is a shot of Rantaro attempting to remove the camera. Alright, so it was front mirror, hidden classroom, and receiver on Shuichi. Where is that? There it is. Receiver on Shuichi. The security alarm receiver. The sensor was placed in the moving bookcase, so in case someone moved the bookcase, it would notify Shuichi. How does that... So just trying to logistic out what I can use to say that he didn't do it. Receiver on Shuichi. They're saying that he had it on the bookcase. He had it on himself. Well, the camera would be triggered by the motion detecting, so it had to have... The fact that we had the photos in the first place proves that they were there. Alright, so it's actually...
They heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved.
No point arguing against me. So you can disprove Shuichi had the sensor, he will remain suspicious. Well then... He had the sensor.
The security sensor was
he had
armed, but
Armed.
the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved it in order to trigger the alarm.
So when Kaede heard the sensor go off, she figured someone had tried to move the bookcase.
Only an idiot can make that mistake.
So... Now he had the receiver. That one is triggered off of the sensor. This is your favorite one? Interesting. It's not the receiver. I wish there was just... You could look at stuff outside of... Oh, you can't. Can I do it here? So I've got the photo things. I only have so many truth bullets I can use, so it has to be one of these. The lookout classroom. Kaede and Shuichi were on lookout the classroom near the stairs to the basement, while Shuichi left briefly to go check the basement. The 2 were together the entire time until the receiver went off. The security alarm's receiver. A sensor was placed on the moving bookcase, so in case someone moved the bookcase, it would notify Shuichi. I guess it has to be that one? I only got one shot left, so I should have that proves it beyond a shadow of a
The
doubt.
security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved.
I don't quite get it. This is a loss. Shoot up. Death. So, should do that. Don't think I can do this anymore. Is everyone suspecting me? Done debating already? Well, this next part is mandatory, so let's get it over with. It's voting time.
Is there nothing else I can...
Do? Retry.
We won't give up!
Okay. Let's just... Receiver front engineer, here's our lookout
The
class.
security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved it in order to trigger the alarm.
So when Kaede heard the sensor go off, she figured someone had tried to move the bookcase.
Only an idiot can make that mistake.
There's only 2 spots I can actually use the thing. Mr. Liar Pants, which I call it Kichi, and Creepy Man. Those are the only 2 spots I can use a truth bullet. The first one is the moving bookcase, and the second one is the sensor. Two photos taken by the camera facing the door. First photo shot on tower from the move the case. Second shot on the tower to move the case. Shot on tower facing the entrance, and then the photos there. None of those specifically state what. After we go check the basement, 2 were together the entire time until the receiver went off. It has to be this one on the lighter guy. That's the only feature.
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
I did that. I think I hit the wrong one. Use Katie as a patsy to make a thing Frontar was live when the sensor went off. No contradictions there, right? I think I missed the actual
The
target.
security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
Oh, then what the hell is it? What the hell is the contradiction I need to prove? I did that one. That one would be the hidden camera photos. Or maybe that's with this guy. Okay. Alright, let's try that one then.
Shoot!
The security sensor.
It's not that it's tough, it's square peg, round hole. Which one is actually the square peg? Or the round peg, or whatever. I'm going with the... I'm trying to go with the logic that it was... He had the receiver, and it moves with the bookcase. This proved that he didn't, like, motion in his pocket to trigger the sensor. It had to have been able to trigger the photos in this place. So it would be the hidden door photos right here. This is the one we're talking about. This triggered the bookcase, which took a photo, which means he couldn't have known it was there. So let's go with the
It
hidden
was armed,
photos.
but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
There we go.
No, that's
Yeah,
wrong!
so it is that one. Alright,
Wait a minute. This is weird.
that was...
If the security
Part of it
sensor
needed to
wasn't
be.
placed, then...
Okay, you just make everything worse. Wait a minute, that's weird. If the security sensor wasn't placed, then...
we wouldn't have been able to take that picture. We were only able to get it because the sensor was triggered by the hidden door.
Oh, that? Psh, easy to explain. Well, you see... I guess you're right. Sorry, I didn't think that far ahead.
Jackass.
You're giving up that easily?
Yeah, I mean, what else?
What else?
I made a mistake, big deal.
You speak as if you knew that from the start. Even I was taken in.
So you see?
Yes.
Shuichi can't be the culprit.
Now wait just a minute. The security sensor had a power supply, so what if it went like this? The security sensor was set up on the bookshelf, and Shuichi had its receiver.
Correct.
However, Shuichi turned the receiver off.
Huh? How come?
How come?
That would get you a picture, but no alarm when Rantaro moved the bookcase. Then, when Shuichi says he's gonna check the basement, he actually goes to the library. And thanks to the 30-second interval, he's got time to go in after Rantaro.
He could have collected the sensor from the hidden bookcase after killing Rantaro.
I see. Then he caused the receiver to go off in front of Kaede to trick her.
It's certainly plausible, considering that Shuichi knew about the intervals.
Yes.
How needlessly,
Needlessly complicated.
But I guess it's not impossible.
Yes, there is a very big difference between something that is impossible and something that is improbable. Improbable means it still could take place. And until you can,
Shuichi
until you
really
can change
is
it
the
to
culprit?
truly impossible, it's always an option.
So the ultimate detective is the killer. What a plot twist!
Nox is 7th. The detective can't be the culprit.
Wait! Why do you guys think he's the culprit? Shuichi, please say something. Why aren't you saying anything?
Shuichi, what's wrong? You're not culprit, are you?
Hey, you gonna say anything? We'll all vote for you if you don't.
Are you okay with being the culprit? Are you ready to turn yourself in?
What should I do? Everyone suspects Shuichi. There's no way he's the culprit, but even so, why won't Shuichi say anything? Is there a reason he won't say anything? If that's the case, then it's all up to me. To protect everyone, I need to take control of this debate, even if that means I have to lie to do it. What? Did you hear that? A lie? Now, I know that sounds crazy, telling a lie in a class trial, but sometimes telling a lie is necessary to reach the truth. What? Oh, but don't worry, there are no lies in this tutorial. From here on out, there will be times in a debate you have to lie. Before, you had to refute the lies, but now you have to lie yourself. Doesn't that get your heart pumping? Lie bullet? I get lie bullets? Here's how it works. Select a truth bullet like normal, non-stop debates, but when you hold Y, the truth bullet will become a lie bullet with the opposite meaning. Releasing Y will shoot the lie bullet. When you use the lie bullet to argue or agree with someone's statement, it will become a perjury, a statement that paints over the truth with lies. While lying, your influence gauge will drain. A successful lie will restore it. While lying, your influence gauge will while it's being prepared, it will drain, but if you do it right, it will restore it. Oh. Alright. But if you miss with your lie bullet, you will take damage, so be careful. Also, I've heard a rumor that there's a secret way to advance debates. It's called a back route? Let's just say that only those who lie well will be able to find it. Thank you muchly. I want to know how to do a back route. Sounds helpful. Start. Monokuma found moving bookcase card reader.
Let's go.
Monokuma moving bookcase card reader. I think that's this one.
Over the case one
Receiver
more
card
time.
reader moving bookcase. Monokuma found one. The victim is Rantaro Mami. His ultimate talent is to know when the victim's body was discovered in the library. This made the time of death 9:10 p.m. The victim was subject to blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, resulting in cranial fractures and immediate death. No other injuries were detected. For the bookcase, when the book is in the far left end of the library, after it's been removed, it automatically shuts itself to its original place when a certain amount of time passes. The bookcase moved to its original place right before Katie and Shuichi found the body. With this logic, we could go that Shuichi actually did do it. The bookcase was opened twice. Once when Rantaro was there, and then he found the camera. The sensor went off, and he went and checked the basement, I think. That was the first time it went off. It went off. Shuichi went down there, killed him, waited for the door to close, opened it back up, left, and came back down, and then it closed. That could potentially have happened. Card reader dust. The dust Shuichi planted in the hidden door's card reader. When it was checked during investigation, the dust was left exactly the way it was originally set up. Receiver and Shuichi, I think, is the last one. Okay, I'm just going to listen to the debate, figure out what the hell I can do. Just a blank
The
thing.
security sensor was placed on the moving bookcase. Shuichi also had the receiver.
But he had it turned off.
Lie there.
And so when Rantaro moved the bookcase, a picture was taken without the alarm sounding.
Then, taking advantage of the camera's interval timer,
Shuichi hid in the library and murdered the shit out of Rantaro!
Shit.
And then he grabbed the security sensor from the bookcase and returned to the lookout spot.
Afterwards, he set off the receiver in front of Kaede on purpose to make her think the murder had just happened. Praise be Tua! We've
Literally.
solved this case!
Literally only one thing I can do is to lie on him.
Losing Kaede.
There's only one truth I could work with. The basis of the suspicion is that Shuichi had the receiver for the security sensor. If I can argue against that, everything should be okay. I have to retake control. I have to tell a lie so we can get closer to the truth.
Let's go over the case one more time.
the security sensor was placed on the moving bookcase.
I think it was here.
Shuichi also had the
I'll turn this lie into the truth.
That's the only time I could have done something. The only option.
Sorry, you guys. I forgot to tell you something important.
This is an odd way to go about it. His hat is amazing. Oh god. You stirred up the nest. Beatrice does not like his hat. She wants him to take it off. Since you're here, who's your favorite character? No spoilers, this is again a blind run. But we're figuring out people to talk to via perjury. But yeah, if you figure out a character, spend some more time with them. Currently, we've got Himiko. I forget all their names. They're all Japanese. We got Himiko and the maid and Ryoma are the three main ones we're kind of talking with. As well as maybe Gonta? I don't know. But yeah, who's your favorite character, man? More friendship fragments. Anyway. Sorry, you guys. I forgot to tell you something important.
Forgot?
Forgot?
To tell you the truth, it was me. I had the receiver.
Huh?
So that's why there's no way Shuichi could have turned off the receiver.
Why is he not talking? That's just so bizarre.
If that is true, then the entire premise of the argument thus far is wrong.
Is this true, Kaede?
Yeah.
Of course!
Totally.
Come on, would I lie to you guys?
Lie to you guys.
That only
Yes.
screw yourself over. If we mess up, you're dead too, you know.
Or perhaps you wanted to cover for Shuichi, even at the cost of your life.
That is quite bright. Observant. Well, he is the observer, so yeah, that makes sense.
I cannot
He
imagine
finally
why
spoke.
anyone
He
would
said,
risk their
"Huh."
life to lie on another's behalf.
Words from a true heartless robot. Emotions are only for meatbags.
That is a harmful stereotype. I can produce heartfelt remarks through calculations.
That is an interesting
Like
dynamic.
less than 3? Those kinds of calculations?
Ryoma, Shuichi, and Himiko. Favorite characters, huh? Well, already then. Like less than 3? Those kinds of calculations?
It's not so unthinkable. All hearts are blind when faced with radiant love. Doing anything for the one you love. Hasn't everyone felt that way before?
Hasn't everyone felt that way before?
I most certainly have, at least.
How creepy you are. I'm sure that person didn't want your love.
They might have already
Kaede
been
and
dead.
Shuichi are pretty buddy-buddy with each other, so I wouldn't doubt that. Plus, the way Kaede just acted right now, I'm pretty sure she lied. A talented liar like me can spot other people's lies easily.
Easily.
Well, what do you guys think? To believe or not to believe, Kaede?
I do want to believe Kaede, but Shuichi does seem pretty suspicious. He has been strangely quiet for a while now, which is classic degenerate male behavior.
Apparently.
Yeah, I agree.
Shuichi is the only person here who's suspicious.
This silence is very bizarre.
So we
Good
all
chance
agree
it
that
was him.
Koichi did it? Then let's just vote already!
No, I still think it is too soon to determine the culprit.
I agree. I sort of can't believe that Shuichi is the culprit.
Yeah, this ain't right.
I agree,
I agree.
but I don't know if Atawa agrees.
Katie.
Because right now it's his nap
Miu,
time.
and Uma. Hey. Kirumi, Miu. Miu. Uma. Which one is Uma? The names. I work better with the jobs than their actual names. It takes me a while for names. Faces and jobs I can assign very well. Anyway. But I don't know if Atua agrees, because right now it's his nap time.
This is quite troublesome. It seems our opinions are on opposite ends.
How are we supposed to decide? We're split, right down middle.
Hold on! Split? Did you just say split?
That's probably a bad thing.
You did! I heard it! I heard it with my belly button microphone!
Belly button microphone, huh?
So wait, your ears don't do anything? The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
More phenomenal trial grounds?
More phenomenal trial grounds?
The trial grounds are gonna morph?
Oh my.
Seriously? I totally want to see that!
Either way, we have to do something. We can't vote for Shuichi, because he's definitely not the culprit. According to what? If you vote for him, all hope is lost. Based off your time with him? Potentially. She's making that face still. Just up the side up here. Yeah. I won't be able to save everyone, but I haven't lost hope yet. I won't give up. Before I can save everyone, I need to make sure we're all on the same page. How does lying help with any of that? Just what did the lie do? All it did was maybe buy you time with Shuichi? Really? But yeah, it's just she has very interesting insults. She's a bit unstable as a character, but interesting. Very, at least, noticeable. There are some characters that I don't know. Just some characters stick out really well, like Katie being the main character, or Gonta because he's Gonta, and then Miu because she's very in your face. But then there's characters like Astronaut Man or the child care worker. They're much more subtle. You don't see them as much. They aren't noticeable. They're just kind of average in how you see them. It's neat seeing those aspects and what the characters stick out and you remember. That's memorable characters. And so you're just like, oh yeah, he's a dude. Like, oh yeah, they were there. I think it's actually part of the game too, because a lot of times the culprit or the villain or whatever is actually the person who doesn't say anything. That person who is off to the side, just sitting there, nodding along, not actually making a memorable note because they're trying not to be memorable. Things like that. It's neat. Anyway, back to the game. You're split down the middle. At times like this, debate scrums, the hell is a scrum, are perfect. In a debate scrum, you'll be split into two teams. Then you argue your opinions against each other. But look, everyone's so fired up, the subjects of your statements don't match. That's not how you debate at all. You have to match your subject with your opponents and put them in the correct order. That's how you make a good debate. Your side's subject keywords will be displayed, but your opponent's subjects won't be revealed yet. Listen closely for the subject of your opponent's argument. Before your opponent finishes their statement, find the same subject keyword with up and down, and press Y to argue the subject with the same keyword. You hid what you knew about the camera interval, Shuichi. Opposing subject, opposing subject keyword. But Miu's silent about intervals too. Subject keyword. Confirm. Shuichi is the culprit. Shuichi isn't the culprit. That's really help. And press Y to argue the subject with the same keyword. Same keyword. If your opponent's arguments match, then your opponent's keyword will be revealed. And when all the statements match up, you will enter the finale. Try to convince your opponents at once. And continuously tap the button displayed on the screen to push your opponent's claim out. Don't get pushed back. Push their claim out for a perfect refutation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, system. You're mostly helpful. Oh, this does seem to be the final bit, I guess. Of course, it's all chilly. Yeah.
You hid what you knew about the camera intervals, Shuichi.
Kibo!
Kaede is the one who actually had the receiver.
Unlike Shuichi, I actually have an airtight alibi.
Shuichi and Kaede weren't together the whole time, were they?
If Shuichi had the receiver, it could have been disguised.
Kibo!
Kaede is the one who actually had the receiver.
But that's Kaede's lie, isn't it?
I'll do it! We'll know whether or not it's a lie when we talk this through.
You hid what you knew about the camera intervals, Shuichi.
The points will match and you won't be able to make a convincing argument. You're going to convince everyone that Shuichi is not the culprit.
You hid what you knew about the camera intervals.
Gonta!
But Miu's silent about intervals too.
Unlike Shuichi, I actually have an airtight alibi.
Kaito!
Kaede backed up Shuichi's alibi, didn't she?
Shuichi and Kaede weren't together the whole time, were they?
Hirumi!
We're together
Both
the
of them
whole
were
time.
together when the receiver went off.
If Shuichi had the receiver, it could have...
Kibo!
Kaede is the one who actually had the receiver.
But that's Kaede's lie, isn't it?
I'll do it! We'll know whether or not it's a lie when we talk this through.
Crouch bind? So I'm using the generic controller. So it's like X, circle, triangle, square, but buttons 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inputs, and then it's saying A, B, X, Y.
Everyone, you have to believe me. Shuichi is not the culprit. If we vote for Shuichi, we'll be making the wrong choice. And if that happens, everyone will be executed.
Yeah, this is our answer. Alright. Katie, Kudumi, you. Alright. Maybe I can bring in Miu, because we're already talking to Kurumi. We're already talking to Himiko. We talked to Miu. I guess that's the main ones. And like Ryoma, I kind of like him. He's an interesting character. So, those are the 4. As that happens, everyone will be
I definitely won't let that happen, even if it costs me my life.
Kaede.
Yeah, it's just like Kaede said. Shuichi ain't the culprit.
Gonta believe in Shuichi too. Gentlemen always believe in friends.
I like Gonta. He's cool.
Well, if Shuichi's not our culprit, then who is?
We've already exhausted all possible avenues of discussion.
No. We could still
No way.
debate about things.
There has to be something else we can discuss. We just gotta think. Right, Shuichi?
Yeah, Shuichi, just say something.
Shuichi, even though you're not the culprit, you've been quiet for a
Maki?
while.
Yeah.
It's because you realized something, huh? You're scared to reveal the truth.
That would be it, I guess. But don't be afraid of the truth. Especially in this game, running from the truth is very bad. Everyone will just die.
Shuichi.
Oh yeah, by the way, Beatrice, have you finished Danganronpa 2 yet? Or are you still working through it?
Answer me this. What kind of truth did you realize? Don't be scared to say it. Not just for me, but for everyone else. Please.
She's kind of grating
the
and
truth.
lazy. I can see why some people don't like her. Tako Fuyuhiko and Mika. Names, it's... What were their jobs? Like I said, they had the nurse, the little lolly shrine girl, maiden? I think that's shrine maiden. That's the mechanic. Mekumaru. Gundam. What was he? Beast Tamer? I don't know. Who? It's been a while since I played it.
The picture.
A picture. Mikana's the nurse, yes. Okay. She is definitely a character.
Picture?
A picture?
A picture from the camera aimed at the hidden door, just before the murder.
Sergeant. The accident and the nurse. Okay, yeah, okay, that was it. Yeah, it's the guy, the nurse. Okay, yep. They were pretty cool too, yeah. I like how the Yakuza guy, his character actually grew. It wasn't just the same person. He had a significant change in his breeder. That was it, more technically. That pet care after school club. Alright, that would be an interesting one. Togami, Fuyuhiko, and Hyoko are favorite.
I always thought it was suspicious, the way Rantaro was acting.
What's suspicious?
If you look at the picture, it looks like Rantaro is trying to remove the camera. But that must mean he noticed the camera we set up.
And development is one of the things that I really do enjoy about stories.
That's true. But when did he notice that?
Grow and develop, not just the same person throughout the entire season and nothing happens. They're just doing things. That can be interesting, but less so.
I believe it was when the camera took its first picture.
This is a pretty
This picture was taken
obvious
when Rantaro moved
thing
the
happening
bookcase.
here. This picture was taken when Rantaro moved the bookcase.
At that moment, something made him notice the camera.
really obvious. Anybody could sort it out why he noticed it, especially
So
here.
he tried to remove it. That's when the bookcase closed.
I'm just gonna say it. It flashed. The flash was still on.
The sensor was triggered, and that's when this picture was taken.
Filled with development, huh?
If that is the case, we must find the reason why he noticed the camera.
You're confusing everyone! Except me, of course.
You took a
Just
flash.
get to the fucking point!
But I believe
I've been contemplating what it could be. Why did he notice the camera?
God, this is aggravating.
And the answer is in this picture.
I see. Shuichi knows. The reason why Rantaro noticed that the camera flashes.
I get it. Because of the flash, right?
And I think Katie is actually the one who set it up. Yeah,
Flash.
the flash.
Yes, the flash went off when the hidden door camera took a picture.
Danganronpa 1.
Rantaro noticed the camera's flash.
That one's going a bit further back.
But how can you tell the flash went off?
Well, if you compare it to the other pictures that we have.
Yeah. How can you tell the flash went off?
Remember
Because
the
it went
pictures that
off.
were taken when I took down the cameras? This is the picture taken when I removed the front camera.
It is. Monokuma's the best character. Yay! Alright, so
This is the
Danganronpa
picture from when I removed the rear camera.
picture from when I removed the rear camera. Toko, Celestia, and Kirigiri.
This is the picture of Rantaro.
Whoa! The brightness is totally
Oh,
different.
I just now noticed that. No shit.
Room, circumstance, and camera. And yet, there's a disparity in brightness.
Because
I'm trying to think and follow along with this, so bear with me.
The flash turned on.
What was the purpose of leaving the flash on? Especially since it was meant to be hidden.
I think the characters I went with, I think it was the ultimate lifeguard, Sakura. I've got her up over here. But she's interesting. Gigantic, beastly, muscular woman that people confuse with a guy sometimes. That's an interesting type of character. But then there were I'm going through 3 Danganronpas based off totally memory. Oh, I think I got it. It was here. Give me one sec. I'll pull the picture for it. Oh yeah, the detective lady and the military guy. What's his face? Yeah. I think those were the ones I went with. Based off just this picture. Yeah, I think it was the lifeguard lady, martial artist lady. And I think there was somebody else that was. I think it was the scissor lady. Whatever her name is. I'm bad with names. I'm bad with names. But the faces I can remember those off the bat. Kaito isn't good with anything that isn't rocket science. Maybe that's it. Everyone is so focused on the ultimate that they have no skill in anything else. Except for maybe the maid, because she's the maid. Sakura, Mondo, and Taka. I think that's it. The purpose of leaving the flash on, especially since it was meant to be hidden.
A mistake,
A
maybe?
mistake, maybe? Unlikely.
It's no mistake. There was an
There
objective.
was an
here.
objective here.
That camera was placed for another reason.
Another reason, huh?
I think it was Katie who set up that camera. To lure the mastermind closer.
I get it! The flash was used to lure whoever moved the bookcase to the camera.
Chirigo from the first game. She is the best girl. Chihiro. Was she the detective? The names. Like I said, names I'm bad with. The flash was used to lure whoever moved the bookcase to the camera.
So when the flash went off, they would have noticed the camera right away. And that's exactly what happened.
Alright, okay. Yeah, okay. That was Chihiro? Remember her. Alright. The ultimate programmer. And a bit more, apparently.
Rentaro moved the bookcase, noticed the flash, and then walked over to the camera. But the culprit didn't expect the camera to take another picture when the door closed.
Hey, Kaede?
What is it?
Is something wrong? You've been acting kinda strange.
Toko's Hashiro Slice was the gambler. Kirigiri the detective. Gambler. What? There was. I'm gonna have to go through that game again. My memory's faulty. Fills up with too much Umineko now. So. Celeste, Sakura, and Kirigiri. Sakura being the martial arts. Yeah. For some reason, I remember that one. That's an easy one to remember.
Strange.
Celeste, the ultimate gambler.
Your last few remarks carry more conviction than before.
More conviction.
Do you know who the culprit is?
Yep, I know. I've known for a long time.
Yeah, you hate AI robots? Well, that's robophobic of you.
Long time?
Long time.
Because there was only one person able to set the flash on the camera. Isn't that right, Shuichi? The culprit of this incident